What's up, y'all? Today, I just felt like I'd give my opinion on people who don't really, transgender in the transgender community. There are people that say they're transgendered and they don't really pass as it, you know? They don't choose to pass as the gender they're identifying as. And that's a big problem for me, because people take the transgender community as a joke when it's really not. They think they can choose it, and it's really not. For me, I've gone through many stages in my life where there was my emo phase, where I had the side of my hair shaved. Let's not talk about that. I've had my lesbian phase. I had cut my hair, I was like 11, cut my hair like this, and then I went through my denial phase, where I tried to be a girl, tried to dress like a girl, tried to act like a girl. That never worked, so here I am. And I'm talking about this mainly because this is something that bothers me a lot. People who, let's say you're female to male, and you identify as male, and you don't try to pass, you know? Hold on. You don't try to pass as the gender you're identifying as. If you're female to male and you have long hair, you wear makeup, you wear girl clothes, then people would see you as a female. So I don't understand why someone would try to pass as a male or identify as a male and they don't try to, you know? Same thing as male to female. If you are male to female and you don't try to pass as a female, then I wouldn't consider you as transgendered. And I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm saying it to be honest. And I think with the transgender community, people think it is a joke and that people can use it to try to fit in because they never did. And I haven't even started testosterone yet, but I'm just saying this because transitioning is a big thing, and if you're not 100% sure about that, then you shouldn't transition. I've always been sure I was different. I've always made sure that I was this way. Even when I was younger, I used to always ask myself, are you sure about this? And it was the same answer every time. And I feel like some people just transition because they've already told people they're transgendered. They've already said this, and then they finally feel like they're not, so they don't want to go through that whole process of them calling them the regular name and stuff like that. So they just transition because, well, they got people that are already calling them that, their preferred name. So I feel like if you don't pass as the gender you identify as, and you don't have that dysphoria, you need dysphoria to be trans. I'm sorry for transgenders out there and the SJWs, I really don't care, but you need dysphoria to be trans. And whenever someone doesn't have dysphoria and they're like, oh, I'm this gender, and it just doesn't make sense, because you need to have dysphoria to be trans. It's scientifically proven. That's why people go to gender therapists to get certified or diagnosed with gender dysphoria, because gender dysphoria and body dysmorphia is two total separate things. And I will explain that in a different video, but in this one I'm just talking about how people in the transgender community will pass as a certain gender, will identify as the opposite gender, but not take that step to actually pass as it. And I have never really understood that, how people will say, like, oh, I'm a male, but they do everything that females would do. And same thing as male to female, it's the same exact thing. If you don't try to at least pass as the gender you identify as, then I wouldn't consider you transgendered. Because you need to have dysphoria to be trans, and if you don't have that dysphoria of dressing female or dressing male, then you wouldn't be trans. But I just want to give my opinion on that, because it seems like everyone nowadays is just like, oh, well, I'm transgender now, and it's not something people want. I wouldn't want to be this way. But then again, me being this way has taught me most of the lessons I've learned in my life, and got me to be to the final point where I can be like, okay, this is who I am, and I finally accept it. So I just want to give my opinion about that. Have a good day.